All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger War Eagle. This afternoon, we're going to have the prediction show. But before we do that, there's some areas of concern coming from the South Carolina side that I have with these guys are really skilled, especially at the skill position. You have Kevin Harris, running back, who is averaging 5.8 yards per carry, 326 yards, 4 touchdowns. And what I really like about Kevin Harris is that he has a great center of balance. He's a very powerful running back, and you're usually not going to be able to tackle him on the first level of contact. So it's going to be very important, especially as Auburn has struggled with running backs at the perimeter. It's something I'm kind of surprised by because the Auburn's linebackers have tended to be a little bit faster, but have found themselves like grossly out of position on a couple of plays, especially as it relates to that perimeter. He does a really good job of catching the football out of the backfield. That has posed some problems for Auburn as well. So I think if we're going to see if Auburn has improved with being, just got to stop being off balance. Arkansas caught them off balance a lot of times with the running backs and with things straight up the middle. So I think what Kevin Steele will probably do is start to condense some things down, start to crack some things down in the middle portion of the football field. I think he has the personnel to do so, especially with Owen Pappo, Zacoby McClain. And I'm actually interested to see if even Wesley Steiner gets a little work in this game. Gus Malzahn talked about a lot of guys being back. Jalen Simpson being back. Probably will have the services of Marco DeMio back at that cornerback position to give some depth there, because those guys actually found themselves out of position a lot of times, even in man coverage, which I was actually surprised by. So I think this is going to be this. Before I do my prediction show, this is one of my biggest areas of concern when I see South Carolina and I see the tendency of Auburn's defense to give up the big plays. These guys are definitely the guys that can make some big plays. You also talk about their receiver, and Shi Smith, 26 receptions, 271 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has the ability to make big plays. He breaks tackles. He finds seams within the zone and man coverage routes. So I think this is going to be a problem for Auburn if they can't find a way to be a little bit more sound. And where I have seen this Auburn defense really have some questions is between the middle of the second quarter and the middle of the third. It seems like the defense, from a leadership standpoint, they seem to kind of lose focus and they seem to give up some big plays. And that's something that's definitely going to have to change. Now, you talk about Will Muschamp, former two-time defensive coordinator at Auburn, actually an alumnus of Auburn, receiving his master's degree in physical education from Auburn. And you also have Tavares Robinson, who is a former Auburn Tiger, actually coached by Will Muschamp. They're teaming up over in South Carolina. They have one of the better defenses actually in the SEC, which could pose some problems in Gus Malzahn and Chad Morris's scheme. One thing that Auburn is going to have to do in order to win this football game, to give themselves an opportunity down the stretch in this game, is really, really take advantage of first and second down, something that they haven't done a good job of. They've pretty much mastered first down, but where things get a little sketchy for Auburn is that second down play calling. 1st and 6 sometimes turns into 3rd and 6. And what that means, that's a waste of play calling on second down. So I think what Auburn has to do is utilize the services of Tank Bigsby and turn that 2nd down and 6 to 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 2. Run the football on 2nd down and run the football vertically. Don't go with these screens and with these out routes to the running back that teams are looking for you to do, because that has been your tendency. But I really think Auburn is going to have to take advantage of even applying some pressure to the quarterback. They got to get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback, especially with having a young secondary. Give those guys some leverage there. But this is going to be the key to the game. before I do my prediction show, I want you guys to remember the name Kevin Harris at running back and Shi Smith at wide receiver for South Carolina. These guys are going to really, really put a lot of pressure on this defense and have the ability to catch these guys off balance. All right, guys. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. We're talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Later on today, the prediction show is coming. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.